What's up guys, Houndish here, and today it's time for the weekly reset for the 30th of July in Destiny 2. And this week takes us to the finale for Act 2 of Episode 1. And that means we get some new stories, so the request steps as always, but also a new mission for this week's story, so we'll talk about that as well as some new rewards including the Perfect Paradox, and a couple of other items. Plus, we're going to round up vendors, all of the featured rewards for the week, the Eververse inventory, as well as some new quest content, updates from Bungie, farmable exotics, and a whole bunch of other items in the video today. So, as always guys, I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you do, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. Also get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content, but otherwise, let's get into it. And so first and foremost, the game actually didn't get an update today, which has become a bit of a rarity on Weekly Reset, so hopefully it'll be fairly plain sailing, and of course the next update for the game will be next week with the mid-episode patch. For today though, we get the final set of steps for the season story quest for Act 2, so as always we need to visit Failsafe initially, then there'll be a handful of different quest steps, so it's going to be cool to see what the story component is and see what kind of revelations or setup there will be for Act 3, which will be dropping on August 27th. But this week we'll get access to the Perfect Paradox via that story quest, which will be cool, and once we get the initial drop that'll be introduced into the loot pool with random rolls, so something to go after there if you fancy it. And also we'll get the Nest 06 quest with the final upgrade for Act 2 on Failsafe, so a few different things happening this week, and let us know if you plan to jump in to complete the episode content. And next up, as we get into the game, uninterrupted by maintenance or patches, which of course once again is pretty rare, we do have double Nightfall rewards all week long, so that's bonus rewards and reputation in the Nightfall playlist, so it'll be a pretty good week to farm. I should mention as well that the Nightfall weapon for the week is indeed the Warden's Law, so happy farming and good luck on those rolls. And otherwise, as you head in, as always, Failsafe will have the next set of steps for the quest for this week. Next up though, as always, let's take a look at the Eververse store. There is the ornament for Rat King that's available for silver this season. I'm not sure this one's going to come up for Bright Dust whatsoever. There's also some Black Armory themed things if you fancy spending some silver as well. But let's focus on Bright Dust stuff, as always. And here on the front page, we've got the Simon Says exotic emote available for 3,250 Bright Dust. A pretty nice one there from back in Season of Defiance. On top of that though, there is the Blight or Flight exotic ship, which is a kind of cool looking thing, I suppose. I especially like the sort of glows on it. That one's available for 2,000 Bright Dust. And then there is the Hazardous Projection available for 1,500 Bright Dust, which is a kind of cool one. And then for shaders on the front page at least, we've got Breezy Clear available up first for 300 Bright Dust. And on top of that, the Hazard Pay is available on the front page as well. But let's move over to the main Bright Dust section right here, and we've got the Square Dance legendary emote available for 700 Bright Dust as well. So we'll have a quick preview of that one from back in, what was that season? I forgot the name. Goodness knows. We've got the Hoverboard legendary emote as well. Quite a few legendary emotes available. Once again, a pretty nice one right there. That one is 700 Bright Dust. And then there is the Obdurate Economy for 2,000 Bright Dust from back in the 30th anniversary days, if you fancy something rather classic looking, I guess. On top of that, there is the Junkyard Steed, available for 2,500 Bright Dust. This one is a rather interesting looking thing as well, kind of Tangled Shore drifter vibes, I guess. There's the Astrologic Shell exotic ghost as well for 2,850. If you want some Dreaming City styles going on. And then we've got the Braytech M6 ornament for the Forerunner, which is available for 1,250 Bright Dust. I actually always quite liked this one with the sort of Clovis Bray vibes there as well. That's back from back in 30th anniversary, so a nice one to grab if you don't have it. But then there is the Spicy Ramen projection. Once again, these are 1,500 Bright Dust, and for the second page of shaders, we've got the Melskaz, I'm not even going to try and say it, but the nice Brambly, it's not Brambly at all, is it really? But it's purple. Quite a nice shader, that one, from back in Forsaken for 300 Bright Dust. There's the Amethyst Veil available as well. Still got the mismatched boots, I'm just not getting lucky with them. Then there is the Tide Smoke available here. And finally, we've got the Shifting Crossphase, which is a new one for this season. A sort of orangey, goldy glow to it. So those are the shaders on the second page, but we've got AI Com Rasputin Reboot available here for 450 Bright Dust, the Transmat effects. All of them are the same cost, so there's also the Shattered Shrieker. We'll preview that one again. And very finally, there is the Daito Capsule entrance, which is a super classic one from back in the day right there. So when my boots are actually changing. Oh no, my class item vanishes partially when we do that. But there we go, that's the Eververse store. let us know if you plan to pick anything up down below. Let's take a quick look at Banshee right here. We've got the Number, which has got Killing Wind and Wellspring, then there's Nature of the Beast, Quick Draw, High Impact Reserves, as well as the 7th Seraph sidearm with Hipfire Grip and Surrounded, then the Far Future Sniper with Quick Draw and Multi-Kill Clip, and Temptation's Hook right here, which has got Energy Transfer and Whirlwind Blade, but keep in mind the weapons and rolls will change throughout the week. And lastly for the vendors, right here for the armor there is the Tangled Web set, so if you need to check in for stat rolls, or indeed add this to collections, you can do that, but for the shaders we've got Vitrified Chronology available for 10,000 Glimmer right here, so we'll have a quick preview. Pay attention to the upper half rather than the lower half. On top of that, there is the Tangled Bronze, an old Tangled Shore shader from back in the day, which is rusted to the point of darkness, I suppose. And then New Monarchy Succession is available if you're after older faction shaders as well. Some other bits of content to mention here though briefly, and the Nightfall is Exodus Crash, which will also feature double rewards, as well as bonus Vanguard reputation this week. So whether you're looking to farm for weapons, additional materials, or reputation, it's going to be a really good week to farm, and Exodus Crash is a relatively quick Nightfall, although it will be interesting to see what it's like on Grandmaster. Then for other key activities for the week, we've got Starcrossed for the featured exotic mission, where we can pick up the Wishkeeper exotic bow, so that may be a good one to go after if you didn't get it initially, or if you're still looking to get any of the upgrades for it, as this should be completely unlockable inside of this week's mission. Then we get Last Wish for the featured raid, and of course that can drop the 1000 Voices exotic, as well as all of the legendary loot, which is totally farmable, so that's pretty juicy. And we've also got Spire of the Watcher for the featured dungeon, where we can grab the Hierarchy of Needs exotic bow, so if you need either of those, it'll be a good week to farm. And finally, we'll mention the Lost Sectors for this week, and you can see on the right hand side of the chart there the additional legendary drops. Outside of those, solo completions can drop exotic engrams, and of course we now have the focusing option on Raoul that allows us to get newer exotics anyhow, so one way or another those exotic engrams can be useful. So for today, we've got Bunker E15 on Europa, then July 31st will be Concealed Void on Europa, which is followed by the Conflux on Nessus for August 1st, before moving over to Neomuna with Thrilladrome on the 2nd, and Hydroponics Delta on August 3rd. Finally though, we get Val's Labyrinth on the Cosmodrome for August 4th, and Exodus Garden 2A will be featured on the 5th of August, before we head into a new week on the reset. So those are the key activities and things for the week, guys. As always, I hope you found the video today useful, and if you have, a rating below very much helps us out on the channel. Also be sure to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content. Otherwise though, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.